So now we will write a rule for recognizing an email. A email should have alphabetic characters followed by @ symbol, and after @ symbol it should be followed by a standard email service provider such as Gmail or Yahoo, and then finally it should end with .com. Now we will write a regular expression for that to recognize an email. So it should start with an alphabet. It can start with A to Z. So I am, in this case, actually I am including only lowercase. So A to Z plus, and it can be followed by @ symbol. I am using @ symbol, and after this you should have standard email service providers. One of the email service providers is Gmail, another one is Yahoo. So I want to get these two has to be recognized. So I will just make it as Gmail or Yahoo. Now this parentheses are called as grouping parentheses. That means if we want to have a specific set of values, then you have to group it. So that's what has been done here. And after grouping it, it should be followed by a special symbol. A special symbol should be dot. Generally dot means it is called as all character, but in this case I want to specifically point out dot, a special symbol called as dot. In that, if you want to make that as a special symbol, simply use /dot. Then it should be followed by com. Now we will try to print it out. If there is a match, make it as printf %s is a email YY text. If there is a match, automatically it will be stored in this YY text. Now we will try to compile this. CLS CD, it is in CD lexical. Now I try to compile this flex rules.l, and now gcc lex.yy.c hyphen o output, and I just make it as my rules. Okay, so ignore the warning. Now you type my rules here. So I will try to enter an email. So fd@gmail.com. So now it is recognizing that it is an email. So we will try for Yahoo also. I just make it as xyz dds yahoo.com. So still this is also recognized an email. Now we will try to identify whether an identifier is actually recognized or not. So an identifier, so I just type like this. Yes, DSDF is an identifier. Okay. We have also written for recognizing a number. I will make CLS my roles and something numbers. So 435 is a number. So almost every rule is actually working fine. Suppose if I try to enter an invalid character, so I just make it as plus something like this. Okay. So what happens here is, it is simply ignoring plus, and REWE is considered as an identifier. So this should not be the case. When I give plus should not be recognized here because it is an invalid character. Okay. Anything which is starting with an invalid character should be totally ignored. Okay. Now we have to write the rule for completely ignoring that. So how to write the rule now? So I just go to the flex rule. So any character is called as dot. Now in this dot I simply make it as star. Okay. So any character other than the rules which is actually applied on the first three set of rules, if none of the rules matches above, then automatically it will come to the last rule. Then that last rule is called as an invalid rule. So printf, so invalid, printf invalid. So we will try to just make this, try to work it out. So once again I just compile this. then I make my rules here, so my rules, and then I just make an invalid character percentage or star here, ampersand, we give ampersand then. So it is giving me that this is invalid. Why? Because it is actually starting with an invalid character, so none of the above characters match here, so automatically it is ignored. Okay. Now we want to confine an identifier within a stipulated limit. Say for example, I should have minimum 3 characters and maximum 6 characters as an identifier. That means if anything goes beyond 6 characters, it should not be recognized as an identifier. If it goes below 3 characters, that is also not recognized as an identifier. So how to do that? Now I'll go back. We'll go back here. Now this is called as an identifier here, isn't it? This is the rule for identifier. So minimum I should have 3 characters, maximum I should have 6 characters. So 3, 6. Now what happens here is, we'll verify this. We'll save this file and verify. So anything which is above 3 to 6 characters, then that will be recognized as an identifier. So we will try to compile this program, flex.rules, my rules here, we will make CLS, then my rules. Okay, so now I enter 4 characters, 5 characters, 4 characters, it is an identifier. Now I enter 6 characters, still it is an identifier. Now I have entered 2 characters. Now it is giving me invalid. It is giving me invalid because anything below 3 characters will be considered as invalid character. Now I will just try to make it up, give 7 characters. Let us see what will happen. Now I have more than 6 characters. I have already given 8 characters now. So this is also given as invalid. So this is the way actually of writing the regular expressions. Now we will go on and we will stick to that and write a regular expression rule for recognizing in a website or recognizing in a website. So how to recognize in a website? So a website should have 3 W's, isn't it? www. Okay, and this should have, I should just type W here, and it should have 3 characters, then it should be followed by a dot, so special character dot, and in between this I can have anything, so A2Z plus, and after this once again I should have a special character dot, and finally it should end with com or in or anything. It can end with com or in, or it can end with UK, or it can end with US. So everything with this format is called as website. So we will try to make it. So use printf. So percentage S is a website address. And there is YY text. Now we will try to run this rule now, execute this, compile this rule, again my rules here, CLS, so I will type my rules now. Now we will give a website here, www dot something like this, US. So it's an website, okay. Now I will give www dot com. It is a website. Okay. Suppose if I give more than www, what will happen? So W only 3 characters are permitted. So now I give www 2 characters and I try to print something like this .com. It is invalid because this is not considered as a format of website. So this is a way of actually writing the regular expressions. Slowly you can master in writing the regular expressions to frame your own tokens when you are designing your own compiler. So this is the methodology of designing it. Now finally, we will write a set of rules for recognizing a keyword. So when you write a keyword, most of the keywords are strings. Now that keyword should not actually make a match with the identifier rule. So obviously when you are trying to recognize a keyword, try to paste the key, give maximum precedence to this keyword rule. So always type this keyword rule on the top. So I'll just make it as if, while and for. These are the keywords. So multiple keywords can be separated by these vertical symbols. Vertical bars are used to separate this multiple keywords. So percentage S is a keyword. Percentage S is a keyword. So I split it. YY text. Close it. Now we will save this. We will try to compile and let us ensure that to what extent it works. So compile this program, then make the exe file and write my rules here. I just feed the keyword called as if. It is recognized as keyword. Then I feed while. It is recognized as keyword. And I try to feed for. It is recognized as a keyword. Okay. So this is the way of actually writing the rules for flex. So thanks for watching a video. Have a good day.